shocking images of dozens of lifeless civilian bodies scattered across the streets of Bucha, near the Ukrainian capital. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba calling this latest attack the most outrageous atrocity of the 21st century.
Without an exaggeration, by what we've seen in Bucha and vicinity, we can conclude that Russia is worse than ISIS in the scale and the ruthlessness of the crimes committed.
These images are really they are heartbreaking. We found mass graves filled with civilians. We found people with their hands and with their legs tied up, if it's, do I say it correctly?
The town of Bucha has endured nearly 5 weeks of constant combat. Russia's defense minister said in a statement that footage and photographs showing dead bodies were yet another provocation and denied allegations that it had killed civilians in Bucha. Meanwhile, a leading rights group, Human Rights Watch, says it has documented several cases of Russian military forces committing laws of war violations against civilians. In the port of Odessa, the city council there says critical infrastructure facilities were hit by missiles today. Russian officials say they destroyed an oil refinery and 3 fuel storage facilities that were being used by Ukraine to supply its troops. No casualties were reported, but people living close to the Odessa refinery were left in shock by the scale of the attack. This resident saying, "This is not a good morning for Odessa. We woke up to powerful explosions near our home. The impact was huge. There was still smoke billowing. The children were in a panic." Meanwhile, Ukrainian refugees continue to arrive in Poland today as continued fighting forced even those who had waited until the last minute to leave, as news of more than 300 civilian bodies were found dead in Kyiv's suburbs. Ukrainian foreign minister has called on the G7 to impose devastating new sanctions on Moscow. Britain's Foreign Secretary Liz Truss posted on Twitter saying she has spoken to Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister Mélanie Joly about placing tougher sanctions on Russia. Joly announced yesterday that she will be traveling to Finland, Germany, and Belgium to coordinate a response. Nakhavoly, City News.